Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into Chapter 3 of Drama Queen, and wow, this chapter was packed with twists, tension, and some seriously intriguing new characters. If you're just joining us, be sure to check out my reviews of Chapters 1 and 2 to get the full context. And for those of you who caught my Chapter 2 review, you'll remember I had some strong feelings about the mysterious guy who we now know as Iglaskar. What kind of name even is that? I have never heard of an Iglaskar. Pretty cool name. I said he was likely going to be bad news for our main characters and even speculated that he might either be an alien bounty hunter or someone working for the aliens. Well, in this chapter, we get our answers, and they might surprise you. Let's break it all down scene by scene. The chapter kicks off with Nomamoto outside, staring at the alien couple from the previous chapter. And let me tell you, her drooling while watching them. Equal parts hilarious and unsettling. This scene sets the tone perfectly. Dark humor mixed with a hint of danger. The alien couple themselves are so quirky and dysfunctional. The boyfriend casually admits he blew all his money gambling, and the girlfriend just cheerfully promises to keep supporting him. It's absurd, but that's what makes it work. Nomamoto's comment about the nickname Honeybee is such a clever touch. Her response, "What a delicious sounding nickname," and it had me cracking up, but it also reminds us just how close she is to snapping. The flashback of Kitami warning her not to eat the neighbors yet adds another layer of tension as we see just how precarious their situation really is. And then enters Iglaskar. His arrival is abrupt and commanding. That line, "You're coming with me," immediately establishes him as a no-nonsense character with a ton of authority. His introduction shifts the tone of the story completely, taking us from quirky tension to high stakes. Now in my Chapter 2 review, I theorized that this guy might be an alien bounty hunter or someone working for the aliens. Well, it turns out he isn't working for the aliens. He does deal in their extermination, making him a fascinating mix of ally and potential threat. His confidence and blunt attitude make him instantly memorable, and his whole operation, super intriguing. The detail about using satellites to track them down was such a cool piece of world building. It makes the story feel grounded and real while also upping the stakes. The ramen bowl incident, what a moment. Nomamoto throwing her ramen at Iglaskar to protect Kitami was chaotic, hilarious, and surprisingly touching. It's a small moment, but it shows how much Nomamoto values their partnership. And Kitami's quick thinking to defuse the situation by agreeing to work with Iglaskar, classic Kitami, always the strategist. But let's talk about the big reveal here. Iglaskar runs an alien extermination network, complete with clients, operatives, and even disposal methods. The grotesque description of how they crush alien bodies and mix them with concrete, so grim, but it fits the tone of the story perfectly. It also raises some big moral questions. How far is humanity willing to go to fight back against the aliens? Just when you think things can't get more interesting, we meet Backbone. She's Iglaskar's subordinate, and her calm, professional demeanor is a great contrast to Iglaskar's chaotic energy. She's the one who lays out the mission for Kitami and Nomamoto: infiltrate the Prime Hotel Senu and take out an alien target on the top floor. The high-stakes nature of this mission is a big step up from what we've seen so far. It's clear that working with Iglaskar's organization is going to push Kitami and Nomamoto to their limits. And let's not forget Iglaskar's ominous line to Backbone: "If they blow it, you know what to do. Collect the bodies?" That's some serious pressure. This chapter is a turning point for Drama Queen. It introduces new characters, expands the world, and raises the stakes in a big way. Iglaskar and Backbone are fascinating additions to the cast, and their presence adds new layers of tension and complexity to the story. One of the standout elements here is the balance between humor and darkness. Nomamoto's antics keep things light, but the underlying tension is always there, reminding us just how dangerous their situation is, and the world building continues to impress, with details like the satellite surveillance and alien disposal methods adding depth and realism to the story. Overall, Chapter 3 is a masterfully crafted chapter that keeps you hooked from start to finish. It's funny, tense, and full of surprises. I can't wait to see how Kitami and Nomamoto handle their first mission under Iglaskar's supervision. Will they succeed, or will their secret disposal method put them at odds with their new allies? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you trust Iglaskar? What do you think of Backbone? And how do you think this new partnership will play out? Alright, now before we wrap up the video, I want to talk about something I've seen people say about this chapter. Some people are saying if the story makes Kitami and Nomamoto the bad guys, they're okay with that, and that this chapter didn't help. They're saying stuff like, this manga sucks. Now, I get it. Not everyone's going to be on board with these characters' actions or the pacing, especially when the story's blurring the lines between who's right and who's wrong. But I think the point of these chapters is to make us question that very thing. Kitami and Nomomoto aren't just evil for the sake of being evil. They're acting out of pain, frustration, and a desire for justice. Their actions might be extreme, but they're not just bad guys in the traditional sense. The story is trying to make you think about why they're doing this and whether their motivations make them more understandable, if not excusable. Honestly, if I were in Kitami and Nomomoto's shoes and I had to deal with these aliens, I'd probably eat them too. I mean, they're posing a real threat, and the idea of just letting them take over seems, well, not great. So I'm not going to fault these characters for doing what they think is necessary to survive in this messed up world. The whole situation is messed up, but that's what makes it interesting. Now, I also have to ask, if you're 3 chapters in and you're still not enjoying the manga, then why are you sticking with it? I mean, seriously, if it's not clicking for you by now, maybe it's just not the story for you. There are plenty of other mangas out there, and there's no reason to keep forcing yourself to read something that's not resonating with you. I get it. Maybe you're hoping it'll improve, or you're giving it a shot because of all the buzz around it. But at the end of the day, if it's just not your thing, there's no harm in dropping it. Why keep reading something that's only frustrating you? And with that, I think we've covered everything for today. If you're still with me after all this, I appreciate you sticking around and hearing my thoughts. It's always interesting to talk about a story like this, especially when it sparks so many different reactions. If you have your own thoughts, whether you agree or disagree, feel free to drop them in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, keep reading what you love, and I'll see you in the next video.